Crazy about my money. Crazy about my money. Crazy about my money. Crazy about my money.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Greetings and blessings. Welcome back to the Real Spirit of the Cleaning Business, the show where we talk about what it's really like to start a business from scratch, especially when you come from a background where entrepreneurship isn't the norm. I'm your host, Marquise Page, owner of K&M Cleaning Crew, LLC, as well as the owner of K&M Marketing and Consulting. And today, we're wrapping up our series, What They Don't Tell You About Starting a Cleaning Business, with something real. Today's episode is going to be about family, friends, and fake support. The 3 F's. Ooh, that's deadly, ain't it? Who's really in your corner? Because when you start chasing your dreams, it's not always strangers who doubt you sometimes. It's the people that's closest to you. Now, the focus on this episode is navigating lack of support or misunderstanding from your circle. It resonates with me because many new minority entrepreneurs, they deal with skepticism or discouragement from loved ones. You got to think, in this day and age, we were never taught to be business owners. And that's one of the biggest impediments in the minority segment, especially with us as Black people. No one ever showed us step by step how to start a business from scratch. Like, hey, get your virtual business phone number, get your virtual business address, form your LLC, get your business email. No one ever showed us the process. Typically, when we start a business, we're going from A to O to P to Z, then we're back to B. We never had a laid out process. And we're not going to even talk about the systemic regulations to keep us in a current position. It's just with us, we were always taught to be workers. And we forgot where we were at. We are in America. This is a free enterprise system. And a free enterprise system, it rewards the business owners the most. Why? Because they've created the opportunities for everyone else. Like I said earlier, if you don't like being a worker, you sure wouldn't like being a boss. Because with a worker, I compare it to just showing up to a buffet to eat. All you have to do is bring yourself and your appetite, and that's it. But when you're an entrepreneur, you have to catch the animals. You got to kill it. You got to skin it. You got to cook it. You got to prepare the table. You got to prepare the sides. You got to serve everybody, and then you eat. I said all that to say business owners get paid last. Some of the best leaders are the best servers. So that's one of the biggest impediments that I feel that is in the Black community, is that no one ever showed us how to do it. We're not scared to enter into the economic arena. We just weren't shown how to. And that's one reason why I admire the Hispanic Americans of this country, because they found a way to circulate their dollar tremendously within their community. I can't tell you how many, man, please don't take this the wrong way. I can't tell you how many little Mexicos that I pass by and I admire so much, because the Hispanic Americans in that particular community are circulating their dollar 7-fold, 10-fold, sometimes 20-fold. And that's very admirable as a race. Now, when I first started my cleaning business, I expected the people I love to be my biggest supporters, to share my posts, refer clients, or even just say, I'm proud of you. But what you get is silence, or worse, you get doubt. I can't tell you how many times I've asked my family members for, free Google reviews. A free Google review doesn't cost anything. I can't tell you how many times I've asked, like a post, share a post, comment on a post, just for the analytics, just to get in front of another audience's ears or face, and, crickets, that's the silence that I'm talking about. I was passing out flyers. When I launched my cleaning business, I was so proud, man. I was posting my logo, passing out flyers. And I remember, I'm a talker. I like to talk about the things I'm going to do before I do it. And I think that's just me hyping myself up. But I remember when I first started my cleaning business, I was talking to someone close to me. And they expressed doubts that I could start a cleaning business. When I told them what I wanted to start, their main thing was, Marquise, you don't even like to clean up at the house. And that doubt fueled me, man, because I wanted to show them what I could do. Cleaning up, when you're at the house, man, that's your chance to be yourself. And that's what I was trying to tell them. That's my chance to get away, to be myself. I don't have to be strong for the world. And, it stung. But that one comment, it lit a fire up under me, because I realized I wasn't building this for their approval. I was building it for my future. And here's the thing. Sometimes it's not that people don't support you. They just don't understand what you're doing. A lot of us come from families that value stability over risk. So when you say, I'm quitting my job to start a cleaning business, they panic. Not because they hate on you, but because they're afraid for you. In entrepreneurship, you don't know what you don't know until you actually start walking down that alleyway. And like my friend J. Cole say, he say, the good news is, man, you came a long way. The bad news is, man, you went the wrong way. And I always felt like that was an interesting quote. I had friends who didn't take my business seriously until they saw me pull up to a commercial building with a contract in hand. They say, man, you really doing it? I'm thinking, yeah, but I've been doing it. I've been doing this. You just now notice? It's just, us as minorities, and I'm going to speak for my race and my experience in general. Me as a Black person, we've been stuck to stay in survival mode. Man, while everyone out there is thriving, we're stuck in survival mode. And like one of my favorite rappers said, when your stomach gets empty, anything is tempting. There's nothing safe when it's for the kids' sake. And all that means is when you're hungry or when your back is against the wall, you're going to do whatever it takes to get the results that you need to get. And that's what entrepreneurship is. It's a lot of hunger nights. It's a lot of lonely nights. It's a lot of just planning and just watching that plan come together. But if you're dealing with that, here's how you keep going, even when the love isn't loud. Don't take it personal. People can't see your vision because it wasn't given to them. I have a favorite quote. When somebody tell me, I tell them my dreams sometimes, and people tell me, Marquise, you out your mind. I'm like, nah, I'm not out my mind. You don't know what's in my mind. You know what I mean? As a man thinketh, therefore he is. And you never allow a person's doubts to, you never allow a person's doubts or negative opinions of you affect your actions going forward, especially when it's pertaining to your future, your money, or your success. The second thing, you got to find your tribe. You got to connect with other entrepreneurs, other like-minded entrepreneurs, especially other minority business owners. You will find people who get to struggle and celebrate your wins. And then let your success speak. Every contract, every satisfied client, every new hire, that's your proof. Let your results make the noise. You're actually building something. You're actually building something that someone can take care of their family off of. That's an admirable goal, and that's an admirable mission in life, to be able to build something not only that you and your family can eat off of, but multiple families can eat off of. And like I said, I just stopped talking about what I was going to do and just started showing people what I was doing. That shift changed everything. Suddenly the same people who doubted me started asking for advice. And like I say earlier, with me, I'm a talker. Sometimes when I think of something, when an idea comes to my head, I talk myself into it. And I might talk to myself into it for about 6 months. But one thing you know about me, if I'm talking about it, eventually I'm going to do it. Only thing I need is enough time, a sound mind, and the Most High. And if you give me all those three ingredients, trust me, I can bake a great cake. But let's be real. Sometimes fake support hurts more than no support at all. You'll have people who act happy for you, but secretly, they hope you fail. But here's the truth. That energy can either drain you or drive you. Man, my journey in entrepreneurship, one thing that I noticed was that the people that I thought were the closest to me before I started my journey, they weren't as happy. They weren't as happy to share my successes when I won as I was. And that just let me know that, yeah, they're in this journey with you, but you're walking this path alone. Every time someone doubted you, remember, that was fuel. Use it to sharpen your focus, improve your business, and show the next person from your community that they can do it too. Because it's always the next person up. There's always someone watching your actions and wanting to be in your shoes. That just reminds me of a funny story. I remember I was having a bad day and the old man told me, he was like, "What's going on?" And he just seen the look on my face. I was like, "I'm having a bad day." He was like, "Man, you know what? One day, Most High gonna get tired of people complaining about their problems. He gonna say, all right, I'm tired of this, miss. Everybody put their problems on the ground. And everybody gonna put their problems on the ground. And then he gonna say, everybody pick your problems up. But when you go to look for your problems that you used to, somebody done ran off with your problems because they're a piece of cake. Man, you got one little foot and one long foot." Nah, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you. But you have to know how to turn that lack of support into motivation to help other minority entrepreneurs start their own cleaning businesses. Because I know how it feels to start with nothing but belief. Now, it wouldn't be right if I didn't leave you with an action step. So this week, I want you to make 2 lists. The people who pour into you, I'm talking mentors, clients, friends who push you to move forward, and then the people who drain you. And you start setting boundaries there. Then double down on the first list because your energy is your most valuable asset. Now, you don't need everyone to believe in your dream. You just need to believe enough for everyone else. The Most High says the faith the size of a mustard seed. That's how you got to start off with. Faith the size of a mustard seed, but faith without works is dead. So it's not enough to just have faith. You got to go out there and act on that faith. And if you've been building your cleaning business with little support, I want you to know you're not alone. You're part of a community of go-getters who are rewriting what success looks like for us, for their families. That wraps up this series, what they don't tell you about starting a cleaning business. I finally figured out the name of what I want to do for this series. Please bear with me. I know it took me 5 episodes to figure it out what I want to call it. But there it is, what they don't tell you about starting a cleaning business. All from a minority business owner's perspective. We've talked about the grind, the gear, the mindset, the systems, and the support. Now, it's time to take everything you've learned and apply it. Because success doesn't start when people believe in you. It starts when you do. Now, until next time, keep cleaning, keep growing, and keep proving that we belong in this space. I'm your host, Marquise Page, owner of K&M Cleaning Crew, LLC, as well as the owner of K&M Marketing and Consulting. If you would like to join a community of like-minded individuals, I do have 2 Facebook groups, K&M Marketing and Consulting, as well as K&M Cleaning Crew, LLC. If you join those groups, you're going to find like-minded individuals sharing the wins, sharing the losses, sharing their tips, their how-tos, what they're doing. So it's just a great community of online business owners. I'm trying to get to the top of the hill just like you. Again, I'm Marquise Page. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Crazy about my money.